Hey, welcome to another episode of Make Gains. Today we're going to be talking about why some people are refusing to work. Let's get into it.
You can no longer receive food stamps unless A, you work a minimum of 20 hours a week, or B, you volunteer your time for at least 20 hours a week. So you're telling me, I'm on food stamps. I need food for my 6 kids, okay? I need help from the state, okay, from the taxpayers to support me and my 6 kids. To continue to receive that help, I have to work 20 hours a week or volunteer somewhere with no pay at all for 20 hours a week. How does that even make sense? It makes no sense at all. The reason I got on food stamps is because I don't have a job. I refuse to get a job. I'm not going to get a job. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to support me and all of my kids. It's not my responsibility. It's the taxpayers. So no, I'm not going to work, and you're not going to take my food stamps away. Period.
I don't know about y'all, but this makes my blood start boiling. To hear people this entitled and saying it's not my responsibility to take care of my household, that is a problem, a major problem. And as you'll see today, we've got lots of people who believe that they are entitled to not have to work because they've been on food stamps for so long and they've been receiving Section 8 housing. This is a problem in our society when folks are not ashamed to say out loud, I refuse to work and I want you all to foot the bill for me. The good news is that there are some changes coming to this. That's what she's referring to. So part of the big, beautiful bill that passed, now this isn't a political channel, so whatever you think about that is irrelevant. But one of the changes with that is that there are work requirements for food stamps. If you want SNAP benefits, you have to work for at least 20 hours a week, 80 hours a month, and that can either be paid time or volunteer time, so it doesn't matter. The point is that you're working. A lot of folks do not like this change. If you've been freeloading and you haven't done anything and you're able-bodied, that's just laziness, and I can get why you wouldn't want to do that. But as people who are making gains in their lives and trying to be the best version of ourselves, you should take issue with that.
I know good and darn on well y'all don't want me to come work. I know good and darn on well y'all don't want me to come work. Do y'all see the way y'all talk to me on TikTok? So if I come out there and work with y'all, how y'all gonna treat me? Y'all treat me like I'm not gonna come out there and work with y'all. Y'all don't know how to treat people. You're disrespectful. I don't know if you even like people of my color. I'm not coming out there working with y'all. Y'all are some rude people. No, I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Y'all don't know how to treat people. The way y'all talk to me in those comments, if any of y'all out there working at any building that I get a job at, I don't want the job. Keep it. Y'all don't know how to treat people. It's the way you treat people. You don't know how to talk to people. If I come out there, that's how y'all gonna treat me. Oh, I'm not coming. Gotta make another way.
Another example of entitlement. She's making an excuse, right? I'm not coming to get a job because of the way that you talk to people. Based on what I'm seeing with her attitude, I don't know that she lasts too long in a job. This is just another example of the way that we can take things and twist it. She's actually trying to flip it so that she's the victim, that I'm not going to go to work with people who act like you do towards me. I don't know what comment she's referring to, but I assume it's folks saying you need to get a job.
I don't know why you taxpayers feel so entitled to tell me to get a job and get off government assistance. I'm sorry, working is not for me. I haven't worked in over 15 years. I've been on government assistance for over 15 years. Why would I get a job and lose my $3,700 in food stamps? Why would I do that? Instead of worrying about me getting a job, worry about yourself and doing good at work so you can continue to support me and my family.
Yeah, another example of crazy entitlement. And she even goes on to say that she's going to teach her kids how to take advantage of the government. Can you imagine teaching your kids to be entitled and to freeload off the government and not be willing to work, to not try to make something better themselves, just to get $3,700 a month to cover your basic necessities? What we're talking about here is not someone who's unable to work or someone with a disability. We're talking about someone who is refusing to work.
Nothing. Nothing to say. There's nothing I would say, or I mean, he's not gonna change. My food stamps just got taken. I'm in a bit of a crisis here, trying to find out how I'm gonna pay for food for the month. They closed my case. I think yesterday. I just found out today. I'm getting a lot of people like saying, "Go Trump! Oh, yo, he's so awesome." Nothing. Wastes of life. I have no food now, so this kind of sucks. And you people still support him?
I'm sorry. I was trying to be serious about this. When you guys sent this to me, I was so appalled as a man that we are looking at grown men. Never thought I'd see one of them. Never thought I'd see one of them in the wild. You know how you see women online and they jump on, and we've been doing review videos, and occasionally I'll drop one for you guys where it's some woman, it'll be a white woman or a black woman, aggravated at the fact that Trump is reducing food stamps for able-bodied adults that don't even have children sometimes, or whose children has aged out and they're grown and adults, and now you can no longer continue to populate the earth with degenerates that continue to put generational curses on their children. What's understood don't need to be said, but I thought that I'd never, ever in my lifetime see a man. I've known men that has finessed the system through their girl in order to get it. I'm not even saying that men shouldn't get it. Often at times when we make the argument that we shouldn't have as much grace for women today as we did in yesteryears because women are advocating for being equal, but we didn't really mean that we were going to be turning into sassy men and be complaining about the fact that we don't get food stamps. Man, I'd be damned. Yo, Batman couldn't get me to come out here and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe Trump is taking my food stamps." Man, you a man. You better go out there and get it. I don't even like seeing homeless people beg me for money and they grown able-bodied men, but I look out for them because I don't know what their circumstance is, but I'm just not going for it, bro.
So I don't know if this is a men or women's issue, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, I like Anton Daniels and what he's saying here. I agree with him in principle. But when you start talking about it's a men or women thing, I mean, I think that's more of a pride issue. But I do believe that as a man, you need to be stepping up and taking care of your family. Now, this guy, I don't think he has any family based on everything he's saying. But this is a good thing. He needs to be going out and working. In fact, everyone needs to be contributing to society. I don't believe that these food stamp things need to be a permanent solution for anyone. These should be something that are designed to help you get off your feet. So when you're down and out, you lost your job, gone through a sickness, whatever it may be. I mean, to his point, we don't know other people's circumstances. So we don't want to judge, right? But whenever you have people here saying that I refuse to work and given the bird because now you've got to figure out how you're going to eat. Well, that's a problem that he should have. Even in the Bible, if you look at 2 Thessalonians 2:10, Paul says, the one who's unwilling to work shall not eat. And that's really just a call for work ethic. And that's something that should be admired in the society. So, you know, if you're one who's taking Paul's to some of these reactions, then think about how you hold work ethic. It should be something that we look to people and expect them to work and to earn money and to contribute to society in a positive way. If you're unable to get a job and want free assistance from the government, we expect you to at least be volunteering 20 hours a week. I don't think that's unreasonable. And this isn't for people who are disabled or have young children. There are exceptions for that. But able-bodied folks who aren't caregivers should be working. And as a society, we need to embrace that and expect that. And we shouldn't be having people that are on these government assistance programs long term. We should be helping them make gains so they can get a job, start saving some money, and one day live a life that is full of enjoyment and happiness and peace because you've been able to earn enough to cover for your needs and be able to have some fun too. So that's what we're talking about on this channel with making gains and the finance things we're talking about.
Imagine.
We have too many people sucking off the government. I work with Section 8. I have tenants that fall behind throughout the year. And so we know around tax time, those tenants that are on Section 8 will file their taxes. And meanwhile, they're on SNAP benefits. They pretty much have reduced or free rent. And a lot of them are on Social Security because they're able to get like death benefits or this, that, or whatever, that's been perverse. It was supposed to be for retirement. And our politicians were like, here, let me buy your vote and we'll open it up to more population. And they don't contribute financially or productivity, nothing. At tax time, I need to reach out and say, hey, you've got this balance. I know you're filing your tax return, and they're going to get a rebate. They get money back after the federal government pays for a majority of their living expenses. And so we've got a whole bunch of people that are able-bodied, can work, choose not to, and are sucking off of the system.
That's a problem. It sounds like these requirements are going to help people to get a job and to not be able to continually do this. But there is a problem when the government's paying for your food, your housing, and then at the end of the year, you're getting a check for that. There's something wrong with that.
Imagine being on government assistance for 30 years and then being cut off. What do? You didn't finish high school. You never went to college. You were never married, or either you were married and now you're divorced. You have no assets. You have no savings account. And you have no skills. You don't even know how to fill out a job application because you've never held a job before.
So what should you do if you're in that situation? 30 years on assistance, never held a job, never filled out a job application. Well, let me tell you, you've got to learn some things. This video is not designed to dog on those folks. It is partially for entertainment so you can see what's going on in the world and what some of these people's attitudes are towards work. But there's also a piece where we need to consider what some of these folks are going through, and I don't necessarily think it's always their fault. Kind of to the lady who was saying she's going to raise her kids to be this way. Many people have been raised to think this way, and this is something that we have to change. There will have to be ways to help these folks with getting off their feet. It is a tough situation. If all of a sudden you're getting cut off and you have no skills and you don't know what to do, but here's the thing. Hopefully, you can read and write, and filling out a job application is not that difficult. And if you ask someone for help, I'm sure they will help you. But the point is, you've got to go out there and you've got to start developing those skills. My kids have found ways to make money. They have. They're like 10, 11, and 13. Okay? If children can figure out ways to make money, then adults can too. And it's a sad situation that we're even here, that we've allowed these kind of things to go on for so long. But it is important that as you're thinking about your own family and your own family's future and what you want for your children, you should be striving to have your children live a better life than what you've got. The other thing is that we should be striving to help others. And helping others doesn't look like giving them money, but it's helping enable them to earn and be better off. That might mean that some of us need to be helping our neighbors with filling out applications, or helping them develop skills, or helping them practice for interviews, whatever that may be. But they have to have the attitude of wanting to work and being willing to work. There are a lot of folks who are refusing to work, and I do think that that's going to be an eye-opener for them in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That will help us tremendously with growing. For those of you that are watching regularly, thank you so much. Continue to watch, and I'll continue to put out this type of content. I'll see you next time.